Atlanta history on Sunset Avenue in Vine City, the last home that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. lived in. Dr. King's Chevrolet Impala still parked in that garage, and tonight the family has entered into an agreement with the National Park Service to make it part of the MLK National Historic Park. 11 Alive's Doug Richards is on the story for us tonight.
This house in Vine City is not as well known as Dr. King's birth home on Auburn Avenue, but that is sure to change now that it is in the hands of the National Park Service. This is where Dr. King, his wife, and their children lived for the last 4 years of Dr. King's life. We were here Saturday when a tour bus appeared, yielding 24 visitors prior to Monday's King holiday.
This is the place in 1964.
This house was a below-the-radar attraction for decades. The King family continued to own it up until this week. Now it will become part of the King Historic Site, which is now rooted 3 miles away on Auburn Avenue. Councilman Michael Bond, who grew up 2 doors down, says the change of ownership and its new accessibility will be good news.
I think it's appropriate. This is a way to, I guess, to bookend Dr. King's story in Atlanta, from his beginnings over on Sweet Auburn to the final years of his life over on what used to be called the Gold Coast.
Councilman Bond also predicts that this will be a huge boost for the Vine City community. You might ask how the National Park Service makes an acquisition of the Martin Luther King home during a government shutdown, and the answer is that it was actually purchased by the National Park Service Foundation and will be turned over to the government to run and to operate and to own. It needs a little bit of renovation. We're told it will be months before it is open to the public. In Vine City, Doug Richards, 11 Alive News.
Well, the councilman is right. This development has huge implications for the city and for the community in the shadow of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. There is such a great desire from Americans, from Atlantans, from Georgians, all over the Southeast, for that matter, all over the world, to know more and to see more of Dr. King's life in Atlanta. The increase in tourism will buoy an area that has seen great possibility toward the future. A decade from today, the impact of this decision reached between the King family and the National Park Service will have incredible ramifications. What they are, we simply do not know yet, but it's extraordinary to think 51 years after Dr. King last lived on Sunset, the sun also rises toward a new beginning that all will benefit in his hometown. We'll take a break. We're back right after this.